Now, done it again. I had some okay results today. Had some good stuff happen, had some bad stuff happen. One of my agents is having to take time off for personal reasons, and I have that glare. That's horrible. I'll fix it later. But talked to two others today. Gonna do real well. Sorry about that. But I still having the trouble with the call reluctance. It only takes a day to fix it. 24 hours, right? No. So you're coming on this journey with me, all right? Still having trouble picking up the phone. Still having trouble making the calls. Granted, they're not anything special. They're not scary. They're not problematic. They're not bad customer service things. It's just feels stupid. That's all there is to it. Still reading a lot on what causes the call reluctance, how to overcome it, and it comes down into be broken down into like four major reasons. Okay, one being that, of course, fear of rejection. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't deny that one. There's no way around that. It just is. It's ingrained in all humans. We have a fear of rejection that goes with us. I mean, that's just it. Another one is over preparation. Over preparation. I don't think I really have that problem because there's really not a lot to prepare. That was one of them. Another one was a lack of proper preparation. There's more or less a fear of not being properly prepared, because it kind of comes down to you're afraid we don't know what they're going to ask, so we don't know how to respond to it. Well, you're never going to be completely ready for all of that. Not having the right mindset as a salesperson. Not having the right mindset. The thing is with that, you can always change your mindset, and I'm working on that one. But the mindset of a salesperson. There might be something to that, but the mindset that comes along with lacking of the understanding of what a salesperson is. A lot of people have a derogatory idea of what a salesperson is. They don't understand that everybody pretty much is in sales one way or the other. You're selling something. Even the nurse that walks into your room to give you a pill has got to sell you that idea you got to take that pill. The people standing at the door nowadays have to sell you the idea that it is mandatory that you wear this stupid diaper on your face. Everybody's in sales one way or the other. It's just how they do it and what they feel about it. So the proper mindset of being a salesperson is a big thing. So I think probably, another one is They had the fear of rejection, proper mindset, constant failure. Constant failure. Failure is a thing that we do in our lives a lot, and I've had a lot of it. Lots of failure. I don't understand some people how they can just continuously fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and just keep going. I don't understand that, but I guess I actually should. Because it's not the failure you're looking for. Oh, that one book that I read, I need to read it again. Go for No. It's like getting a matchbook, and the old trick I always used to hear is get a matchbook, and for every no that you get, throw a match out. Or every no that you get, light a match. And by the time you get to the end of that matchbook, you'll have at least one, sometimes two yeses, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're asking. That's probably a good thought process. I need to investigate that further. I need to develop that idea, that mindset a little bit better, and get into that. Because there's some people that you can just keep going as long as you can keep going, and you just get burnt, and you get tired, and you get worn, and you get torn, and you just get beat down by this world, and it's just hard to deal with sometimes. It's this rejection, constant negativity. And I was listening to a guy today, and he said, this world is vicious out there. It's vicious. No matter where you go, it's vicious. No matter what happens, what you're trying to do, it's vicious. And it's good in a way that it's like that, and it's bad in a way that's like that. But it's just the way it's going to be. If it was easy, everybody would succeed, and everybody would do it. So trying to work through all these issues of call reluctance. Yes, you do a Google search, or you do a Bing search, or a DuckDuck search, and there's always going to be people out there advertising, quick fixes. This must be a big problem, because I have not seen any of those advertisements for quick fixes of call reluctance, right? Because there's a quick fix for everything in the world, but I have yet to see a quick fix for the call reluctance syndrome. Right? Strange as it is. So that means that there's either there's something really big to it that they can't even advertise, we can't fix this, or it's just a lot more detrimental than what we want to believe, or there is a fix and they just don't want to advertise it because but that's hard for me to believe. But I'm working through this, and you're working through it with me. You're helping me out here. I saw a lot of articles, one-page articles, a couple paragraph articles, things like that, talk about it. And it just clearly, it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. We're putting too much weight on it. We're giving too much power to it. Okay? Yeah, there's fear. So what? It's fear, but it's more or less not the fear. It's more or less the, I don't know. It's the anxiety that comes with it, where your brain just kind of freezes. You're just like, what am I going to say? One person, I read in one place where the way to overcome some of this is simply to just be genuine about it. Just say, just be genuine with yourself and with everyone else that you're dealing with. I really didn't want to call you. I'm scared of people. Maybe that's, I don't know. Just be genuine with yourself is the main thing I think they're trying to communicate. Another one that I'm finding, and this is definitely something to develop, because I got to tell you how important is the products and services that some of us are selling. I mean, I don't know if you're selling sticky notes, that's kind of important too, but some of us that are selling insurance, it's vastly important. We've seen over the past year or so here how important it is. and people don't want to think about it, so that's why we get our reluctance. There's probably something to be developed in that, but once you understand how powerful and useful and beneficial, how much we actually need these products that we're consulting people with, and helping people with, and selling to them. That's one of the things, and I think that's probably what. The more I think about it, that's probably one of the most important factors in helping us overcome our call reluctance, is the conviction of it. It's feeling that conviction of it. And I'll have to tell you the story about this one, so it makes me feel even worse. So that's a nice, catch-22 on that. You feel bad about yourself, so you don't want to make calls, but then you do something stupid and you feel even worse. You don't want to make calls even more if you didn't make the call and you needed to. I worked through some of my issues and made some calls and got appointments, especially with an old friend that I had. He popped up randomly on one of the leads that I had. I'm like, dude, I know this guy. And I paid $10 for the lead. Stupid. I should have just called him anyway. But kind of grew up with him a while back. Called him, said, hey man, how's it going? I got some information. You wanted to look at some stuff, some insurance. Let's have a chat. So I went down to talk to him, and didn't have any signal where I was at. Couldn't get signal, couldn't get anything through, couldn't make a phone call, couldn't get a quote up, couldn't do nothing. I said, you know what? He said, yeah, we sat and chatted for 30, 40 minutes, catching up, half an hour, no, actually an hour, and decided it was time to do some work, and couldn't get anything. So he's like, oh, that's all right. I just, I just wanted the information, wanted to get a quote, some numbers and everything. Can you get it to me, and we'll talk about it later? Oh, yeah, great, let's do that. He seemed pretty healthy. And it's like, so, what's the main reason you're actually thinking about this? I understand, you've been through some rough things. He's like, yeah, well, Dad died a year or two ago, so I wanted to get this going. Great. Let's do it. So, and he, of course, he had kids, divorced, and, sadly, I'd actually dated his sister one time. But, that's another story in and of itself. Turns out, I left the house 5 minutes away. It's like 5 miles away. I got a signal. I was like, oh, got a signal here. That's good. Good deal. And, went home, worked up some quotes, had more call reluctance. Called him back, the next day. Hey, give me a call. Sorry I got your voicemail. Sorry I missed you. Let's hook up. Let's talk about this. Didn't hear from him for a couple days. Didn't hear from him. Called him, a week later, or was it a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and hey man, give me a call. I got those numbers you were talking about. Let's get this set up. Let's talk about this. Saw it on Facebook. He had passed away. Had a massive heart attack. Just like 3 or 4 days after I talked to him. Yeah, I felt like crap. Then, this is worse. That was a year and a half ago. His dad had died 2 years before he did. He just passed away. And then 3 weeks ago on Facebook, I saw that his sister passed away. Don't know why, don't know what happened. No, it wasn't from COVID. But she just passed away. So now mom's all by herself. Their mother is all by herself. Yeah. Can you feel the conviction there? So there's a couple ways to look at that. One is, holy crap, I wish I would have gotten to him sooner, wish I would have thought about him sooner, wish I would have done something sooner, wish I would have at least done something for him. He probably wouldn't have been approved anyway. But, if I would have looked at his record and gotten him a guarantee issue, something like that, he wouldn't have been through his blackout period, so he wouldn't have gotten paid. But you never know. He might have gotten approved. He might have just flowed through underwriting. Don't know. We'll never know. He could have made me a referral to his sister, and his sister could have gotten something. He didn't have anything. I know that much. He had just left his job. So it's one of them things, So I can either feel really bad about it, really crappy about it, really stupid about it, and let that influence the rest of my calling abilities, and just be like, you know what, I screwed that up. I screwed that one up good. Or I can be like, you know what, time to move on. That is the convicting aspect right there. I still got the lead in my, and it's been in there for 3 years now almost. It's 3 years, 2 years. I still got it in my binder over there somewhere. And I need to take that out and hang it right up here in front of me so I can be like, that's my motivation. There's families out there that need that. I got one that's a little bit much more close to home too. I'll tell you about later. But we let too many of these things influence us. Analysis paralysis. What if? And that's the problem I always get, is I pick up the phone and I'm like, da 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 da. What if they don't need it? What if they don't want it? What if they say, no thanks, I'm not interested? How do you know unless you take a look? How do you, I don't want this, I don't want that. How do you know? How do you know? What if I did this? What if? Makes me feel stupid. Right? But, and then when you do the what if, you're overthinking it to the point that your brain is starting to get in the fear mode. It is in a cycle of fear, so it's almost impossible to stop it at that point. You're in the fear mode. So that is my thoughts on call reluctance today. And I probably should have done this early in the morning, but you know what? I did do something this morning that I know is going to help, and I'm going to do it a lot more. Okay. Before I had my surgeries, I could not move. I couldn't do anything. I could not. So I think that led to a lot of the problems. I think it started before that, but that just put it into a spin cycle downward, destroying me even further. But I couldn't move. Couldn't do anything. Now that I've got 2 brand new legs, bionic hips, I can move. I can work out. I can actually move my body around and do stuff like I used to. So now that I can do that, I felt a whole lot better, a whole lot more like I was going. There was success on the horizon. I felt a whole lot more like I should be doing something and feel like I can do something. So that's one of the things that I'm going to start doing, and I imagine that's going to help a lot. It probably won't fix everything, won't cure it completely. It's not the 24-hour turnaround, 24-hour fix, but that has been helpful, and it is going to help me a lot more, I know, in the future. So get up in the morning, whatever time, doesn't matter, earlier the better, but I'm naturally nocturnal, so I'm going to do it, on my time. So I'm going to get up in the morning, drink my coffee, read my book, and do my exercises, okay? You're probably like, well, why weren't you doing that before? But honestly, I think that's one of the things that's going to help. All right? God bless.